GMOs are genetically modified organisms. Any kind of organism that's been tampered with genetic engineering, so any kind of injection or recombination of DNA where you add a gene, take it out, and stuff like that. So that basically encompasses what a genetically modified organism is.
Are you familiar with any companies that use GMOs?
I know there's several, but the only ones that come to mind are things like Agricorn, Tyson. I know I've heard of Monsanto as well. I know they're a big contender in GMOs.
Okay, what is Monsanto?
Well, Monsanto is this big company that actually deal with seeds, and they actually have been able to engineer it to make it better for farmers, allowing it to grow in certain conditions. I believe they also have injected an insecticide, so it causes pests to not be able to interfere with their crop growing.
Do you usually look up any unfamiliar ingredients in your food?
No, I do actually build a habit to actually look and read through the ingredients. Things that I most commonly look out for, things like MSG, but things that are very uncommon. I don't tend to, but I stay wary and cautious of them.
Are you familiar with the benefits of GMOs?
I think that it could be definitely beneficial to our society, simply because it can help us engineer stronger and more resistant products and crops. However, I do think there should be extensive studies just to see the adverse effects that might accumulate from having GMOs. I know that they have engineered this product called not golden corn, but golden rice, which is rice that actually injects a certain vitamin into the rice that most of your malnourished children do not get in places like Africa. Right now, it's a lot of politics behind it, so it's not being distributed, but I could see how that would do a world of help for certain areas that are, experience a lot of famine.
Are you for labeling GMOs?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that a lot of your big companies are very skeptical and wary because they're afraid they'll lose a lot of customer base. However, I think that the client and the customer should be informed, and if they are backing that their product is safe, it should not matter, regardless of a label or not, then their customers would still continue to buy their product.
Okay. How do you feel about 71 of your senators opposing labeling GMOs?
I'm disappointed in that, and I just feel that that's more, incentive for our society and our citizens and everyone to kind of rally up and become more aware. And it's just more than awareness and being educated, but making a movement out of it, because it's one thing to know and another to do. So we need to rally up and have a movement where people feel moved to make that difference. Okay. And so yes, remember, this country was founded on us deciding what was going on, but now we've just let go of that reign. We have to take action.
Yes. Do you know what goes into your food?
Not quite. I know certain ingredients, depending on what the food may be, but not really.
Do you know what GMOs are?
GMO?
Genetically modified food.
No, I do not.
Okay. How often do you eat fast food?
Every day. 7 days a week, sometimes twice a day. Sorry. Yeah.
Do you know what can happen to your body as a result of GMO?
I don't. I know processed foods aren't healthy, but they're cheaper. And I live by myself. I can't cook, so I rely on fast foods to my daily nutrition.
Do you know what GMOs are?
I believe so. Genetically modified. You know what the O stands for?
Organisms.
Organisms, okay, yes.
Do you know what goes into your food?
Not as much as my children do. I don't pay quite as much attention to the labels and things as they do.
And do you know the health risks that can come about by eating genetically modified foods?
I know some of them. I probably am not as articulate as a lot of people are, but I do know that there are a lot of health concerns around it.
Do you know what GMOs are?
Yes, I do. Genetically modified organisms.
And do you know what goes into your food?
I know it goes into mine because I try and get it organic and I try and get it healthy.
And do you know the health risks that can come about by eating genetically modified food?
Yes, and I know they're not good, which is why I stay away from it, especially corn, which is probably one of the worst.
Thank you. Do you know what GMOs are?
No.
Do you know what can happen to you by eating genetically modified food?
No.
Do you know what goes into your food?
No.
Do you know what GMOs are?
No,
Do you know what can happen to you as a result of eating genetically modified food?
not really.
And do you know what goes into your food?
Nope.
Over 70% of packaged food contains food additives. These chemicals preserve the taste and enhance the product's shelf life and appearance. All packaged food comes with a nutrition facts label, but companies only include the chemicals that are not as harmful to the body. In California, a poll about enforcing the labeling of GMOs was decided. This became known as Proposition 37. In the absence of mandatory labeling, companies have had to recall their products due to the health effects they have on the American people.
From the list of ingredients that are used in GMOs, many of them have side effects that cause many allergens and allergic reactions to humans and animals, but the use of chemicals in some other foods are dangerous. Over 75% of all genetically modified crops are engineered to tolerate being sprayed with herbicide.
Life can flip in a matter of seconds. One morning you're waking up in the projects, and the next morning you wake up in